Cabbage, 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 cabbage. Wait, no, wait. Lettuce. Hey, thanks, Dave. Yeah, I'm here at the outside doing some just exploring, and it's time for some letters. Right, that's right. This is I'm reading some letters here from my CamoDavidGMX.com address. This is from Carol. She says, "Hi, Dave. I'm sure you've heard that Dog the Bounty Hunter has received information that Brian and his parents came here to Fort DeSoto near St. Petersburg to camp. I have gone camping and fishing many times there. There are inner bays and canals all over that are away from the crowds. It would be easy for him to go to a deserted area away from people. It's not just the beach area. Maybe he is still there. The fishing is good in that park." Now, I think, my guess is, do I know anything? No. I can't imagine he's still there. 75 miles away from his hometown of Northport. I can't imagine he's still there, but maybe he spent a couple days camping out there. And the other thing that's interesting is if the police and the FBI have been doing a massive search of that park down there near Northport, the Carlton Reserve, claiming that there might be some evidence that he was there because his car was parked there for a while during that first week of September. But why aren't the police searching this Fort DeSoto park in the same kind of way for evidence that Brian might have been there? I don't know. Now, this is because Dog the Bounty Hunter said that he saw some camera footage or something of people going in and out of the park, and they did see Brian Landry's parents' camper coming in and out of the park, and you do have to register how many people are coming into the park, and 3 went in and only 2 came out, according to Dog the Bounty Hunter. So the question is, why aren't they doing some sort of massive search of this park instead of that park? I don't know, man. Wow, I gotta check this one out. I'll put a link to this in the comments below because I'm not at my computer right here. Well, I can read it. I'll see if I can read it off of this thing. It says, Brian Laundrie could be in North Carolina. Check out WRAL, that's Channel 5 there in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. Dog the Bounty Hunter claims to have a lead on the Gabby Petito case. Mention is made in the article posted less than half an hour ago, according, I don't know when I got this, but of a possible sighting in Boone, North Carolina, which is just up in the mountains from me here in Morganton. It's just maybe an hour away. Could Brian be an hour away? That was posted at 11 o'clock this morning, so that's only 3 hours ago. Again, I'm out here and my phone is not pulling up the WRAL website very well. I'll put a link to the article in the comments below, okay? But my guess is it's probably, he's a very ordinary looking dude, to be honest with you, and there are probably a lot of young guys in Boone that have scruffy beards and are bald and are in their early 20s and kind of tall, so with backpacks, because there's a lot of hiking there, Let's jump to some, now here are some comments on my my YouTube videos, on the comments on there. SW says, "I have back problems. Dave, I will pay you $5. Will you walk on my back?" Absolutely! That's right. Yeah. Sunny Girl says, "As for Dog the Bounty Hunter, that's been kind of an SCAM since he first got picked up by one of those off-brand channels as a reality show." Yeah, they did. He was on some cable network, right? Yeah, he's anyway. Sunny says that he's not to be trusted. Yeah. Again, the thing is that even if it's true that, maybe Brian and his family were there at the DeSoto Park near St. Petersburg twice in that week between the time between the 1st and the 11th, by revealing that information now is kind of almost compromising the case if that's true. And if it's not true, it's just a blind alley. So, I don't know, man. I think, rather than standing on it saying, "Hey, I got a big scoopy here," he should be turning that over to the FBI so they can properly investigate it. But I don't know, man. It also says, "I do not have to keep explaining while I'm covering this topic. It's a news about a nomadic couple. Ignore the naysayers. They are likely to go to channels that are monetizing every video they make about this issue and just come here to slam you. I wonder if they go to any of the national networks' web pages and say, 'How dare you keep reporting this?' etc., etc. Yeah, every video that you do should be monetized. It's news, current, and events. Carry on, McDave, carry on. First off, YouTube's rules, you know, if you're talking about stuff like this, crime, DRUGS, which we're not talking about here, but, you know, MURDER, which we could be talking about here, and stuff like that, they won't let you monetize it. You'll try to monetize it, they'll demonetize it, and then they'll send you a nasty message saying you are a poor judge of your own videos. And, you know, they do that. They do that. So, yeah, and, you know, all the stuff that's on these websites, WFLA, News Channel, what is it, Fox 13 in Tampa, Fox 13 in Salt Lake City, and on Fox News and the New York Post, it's all got ads all over it, right? And all the media stuff, you know, so it's okay for them to make money on news, and they do. You know, big stories get them more viewers, and they make more money. But for some little YouTube channel, no, how dare you? Rick says the sick animal chapter the sick animal is in chapter 3 of the e-beggar's strategy book for increasing cash flow when YouTube views are down and you have toys to buy. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we've seen this before. We see this all over the place. I do not like to judge people because sometimes their dogs or their cats are really sick and it's really a thing. But I think, you know, a dog and a cat just gets an infection or something and it's not really that big of a deal. And they really play it up like it's something serious, you know, and they kind of clear their throat and kind of tear up and stuff like that. And then, you know, their number of Patreons shoots up, right? It does. Check it out. I was talking more about nomadic pets. Kevin says, I love my dogs and had one for 19 years, and he was full grown when I got him. The vet thinks he was more like 21. Well, that's an old dog. When I put him down because of the sickness and he was going blind, it broke my heart, but it didn't let that ruin my life. I was listening to some lady on NPR today when I was driving around, and she was talking about, you know, grief and stuff like that. I think they were talking about COVID and all the people that have lost loved ones. And, you know, she says everybody grieves in their own way and you can't judge a person's grief, you know. And true, you know, we say, oh, it's just a dog, just a cat, just a pet. But, you know, if this pet is this person's best friend in life, it is certainly, you know, it can be as heartbreaking to that person as losing a human being, parent, child, whatever, you know. I don't know, man. Friend. Hoves 1105, dog self-promotion. Okay, Dog the bounty hunter, aka dancing on this poor lady's grave, is despicable. If he were sincere, he wouldn't be going to the media with every tip he has. Give it to the FBI. Yeah, that's what I said. I said the same thing. That, you know, if he has some tips here, he needs to go to the FBI and talk to them. By publicizing all this stuff, you know, it actually could probably hurt the case of trying to find Brian and trying to solve what happened to Gabby. You know, publicizing stuff and putting it out in the media is not always the best way to go. And if you talk to any copperdoodle, they'll tell you that. Two Dogs says, one thing I've learned in 70 years of living is that you can't believe the lawyers or mothers of criminals. They both lie. Donzi says, this has turned into a reality show. I am waiting for the new game board. Where is Brian? Wow. Anyway. AC Gillespie, we're talking now, changing the topic. Bloop. What's Unstoppable Morgan up to? Apparently was still in Memphis, although we did see some Instagrams of her, short videos, Instagram shorts, I guess that's called, of her with her dogs. And now she has got some cats, and now she's traveling. She says she's actually somewhere cooler than Memphis, which is still pretty hot this time of the year. AC Gillespie says Unstoppable Morgan is simply unstoppable, but don't approach her. She could be, you know, packing. Yeah. Mike Green says, what is Randy doing? Randy the mobile traveler. You know, I did talk to one of my sources today just about Randy, and we hear that he is down in Texas. He's no longer in South Dakota, and he is in his van. Remember that brown van with all the crazy drawings on it? As we know, he repainted the van. It's white now, so it just kind of fits in. And he's going to stay in Texas through, I think we heard like late October, and probably head on over to Lollapalooza. And then I think he said he's gonna, or his source said, excuse me, then I think his source said that he's heading over toward his source. His source said that he's heading over to Arizona to spend a good chunk of the winter there and maybe some time up at the panda property, because Aja likes him, apparently. He's a nice guy. Why is everybody down on him? He's a nice guy. Or Stennett says, Dave, you are really cashing in on the story, anything for a buck. As I've said, Forrest, the story of Gabby and Brian is totally all my videos that I do on news items, all those, when I have, news links and I talk about RVs that get in crashes and nomads that go missing and fires in RVs and stuff like that, they're all unmonetized, okay? So I am not cashing in. Now, to be honest, you do get views and you do get new subs from even unmonetized videos, so there is an upside to it. But in terms of dollars, no, not for me anyway. We hear from the Doxinator. Happy birthday yesterday. He hit a major milestone. I'm not going to tell you. It's not 100. It's not 100, and it's not 50, but it's somewhere in the middle. Do the math. The Doxinator says Dave reads the paper so we don't have to. What was it? The olden days. My grandfather used to listen to the radio there in New York City, and there was a guy on the radio in the morning that read the paper to everybody, I don't know. Very good. Again, we got to another one here. Jay Wagner says, people with TV shows like Dog and others will probably make it harder for the FBI because they will generate false tips, but those TV shows can pay people for tips, and some people don't want to talk to the FBI because of past interactions with the law. If the TV crime shows help crack the case, they deserve to be working the case. So there. All right. All right, folks, that ought to do it with letters and more today. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, the 28th of September. Vlog under.